Hi, welcome to my book club cardigan knitting vlog. For this project I chose Mota yarn that is 100% Spanish wool. I started my project doing a gauge swatch where I knitted most stitch in 5mm needles, and after blocking I got the 18 stitch gauge that the pattern called for. The swatch grew 1 stitch with blocking. I was a bit stingy with the gauge swatch, but it worked. And after doing all the measurements, since I'm knitting this cardigan for my mother, I chose to knit the size 4. I started knitting the back panel flat, and honestly, if I was to knit this garment again, I would definitely skip the central part of the cable, so the cable pattern would better match the front panels that we will knit next. While picking up stitches, I took into account the main chart so the cables from the front and back panels would better align. After knitting the front panels, I joined in the round and did a fit check. As you can see, I could have just purled instead of knitting the longer central cable, and the front and back panels would better match. Hi! So I'm almost finished with the body. I'm still missing the button band, but I'm a bit afraid. I hope it will be fine. I never did a button band in my life, any type of button band, and now I'm going to learn to do a double knitted button band. I'm a bit anxious about it. But the mistakes that I did, because I did 2 mistakes. I increased too soon here. I miswrote it in the pattern, and I increased way too soon and way too frequently. And I tried to balance it out by increasing later on. That was one of the mistakes, and I hope it won't mess up the fitting. I don't know, let's hope. And the other mistake that is quite that is like a showstopper is that I purled here. So I probably was biased because I was purling here, so I purled here, and I should have done the moss stitch, and I didn't. So I'm going to correct this. Actually, I already corrected on the right side of the body, and it is okay. I don't think you can tell that this used all to be pearls, and it didn't took that much time, and it wasn't that painful of a process. It was okay. It was not a big deal. So I'm hoping this will go well as well in this side. So I'm going to do it. I'm just going to vertically frog this like this all the way to the top, and then with a crochet hook I'm going to do the moss stitch vertically, so purl, purl, stitch, stitch, and so on. And I hope it will be fine, because on the right side was fine, so here is going to be fine. The only thing that I'm still afraid in this project is the button band. That's the only thing. Hi, I just wanted to let you know how the book club cardigan is going. So I already knitted everything new. This is a weird way to say that I don't want to knit the second sleeve, but yes. So I already knitted the sleeve. The last time that I talked with you, I only had the body and I was going to knit the button band, but then I was a bit afraid of the button band because I never double knitted anything. So I just knitted the sleeve. But I mean, I never learned. this project is being ridiculous for me because then I forgot to decrease. Like, what am I thinking? I don't know. But yes, I forgot to decrease, so then I unraveled a bit, but not everything, because my mother likes my mother likes the balloon shaped sleeves, so let's just make it work. I mean, I also like it. This one was done on purpose. By the time that I knitted this cardigan, I was unemployed, so I had full attention for this project. So I did balloon sleeves because I wanted. But yeah, this was my first cardigan. I mentioned it in my first podcast, but yes, just something that I self-drafted. But yes, and as you can see, I did the crochet button band without any space for buttons because I didn't wanted to do this, but now I did. So going back to the point, because I'm digressing, I think it's how you say it. But yes, I knitted the sleeve. I forgot to decrease, but I then decreased more or less what I had to decrease. I knitted everything and then unraveled until the third square and decreased from there more frequently, and I got this sleeve, which I like. My mother tried it on and she liked it. So after this I just knitted the double knitted button band, but I didn't follow what the pattern says in terms of picking up stitches. I picked every 2 stitches, like 1 stitches I picked up and the other I skipped. So now it's a bit narrow, the height of the button band, but I think after blocking is going to be okay, because I also think I saw in some podcasts that the button band was very wide and then it opened up outwards, you know, like this. So I saw some knitters doing less cast-ons on the button band, already thinking about that. So I did the same, but maybe I overdid it. Maybe I cast on too less. So if you are knitting the button band, knit a bit more than what I did, maybe. So that is it. But with blocking, I think it's going to be okay. I mean, this is the situation. I think it is definitely down here curling up, but trust the blocking. And the last thing that I wanted to say is that I knitted 1 size above, so I'm knitting the size 4 for the body, and I knitted the size 5 for the sleeve. Also because in some podcasts I heard that the sleeves were too narrow. So that is it for now. I want to show you the buttons. I love the buttons that I chose. Look! I hope you can see them well. These are the buttons. I really love them. I bought in the yarn store that I normally go to, and I really like it. And it fits. I skip the 2 while knitting the double knitted button band. I will link the video that I used for learning how to knit a double knitted button band, because it explained very well, so I will link it below. And that is it. We are playing yarn chicken because I don't know if I'm going to have enough wool to knit the whole sleeve, but let's see. I bought the yarn relatively recent, not a long time ago. So if I have to go there and buy more, I will, and I hope it's going to be fine. So that is it for now. I was definitely playing yarn chicken and I really didn't knew if I had enough yarn to finish the last sleeve. So I knitted this sleeve in one day with a lot of anxiety. But I was able to finish the sleeve with probably 10 grams of yarn left and everything was okay. Although we had won the yarn chicken game, we still had to win the blocking game because my button band was very narrow. While wet blocking, I would come in every 20 minutes to stretch the button band. After 2.5 hours, I gently rinsed the excess water and put the cardigan in a blocking mat, and using pins, I kept the button band in place. I left the cardigan like this for 2 days, and when it was completely dry, I took out the pins and the button band was perfect. I'm really glad about it. Of course, my chunky cat was supervising the whole process, which was a great help. Then I sewed the 4 buttons and it was time for the final fit. I think the cardigan fits my mother very well. It is a relaxed fit, but the cables make it an elevated and elegant look as well. I will take off the last button just like the chunky supervisor cat suggested, and that is it. If you liked this video, don't forget to click in the like button and hopefully subscribe to the channel so we can meet again and talk about everything knitting related. Thank you so much for sticking until the end. I wish you a very happy knitting and a wonderful day. Bye!